World Wildlife Day is celebrated on the 3rd of March every year. It is a day when humanity comes together to celebrate the diversity of flora and fauna on the Earth. This year's World Wildlife Day is focusing on partnerships for wildlife conservation. It is also a historic event as it is the 50th anniversary of CITES, the Convention on the International Trade of Endangered Species. So come, let's look at what is World Wildlife Day, what the current iteration of World Wildlife Day holds, and what you and I can do to conserve the diversity of flora and fauna on the planet. Partnerships for conservation are vital, as no organization, and that includes the UN, can tackle the biodiversity crisis on their own. We have 1 million species that are threatened with extinction, and it will need all our combined efforts to reverse this. Partnerships bring together people or groups with different levels of experience and expertise to come up with new ideas and the goal of having impact. IVONNE HIGUERO, the Secretary General of CITES. World Wildlife Day is all about raising awareness of wild flora and fauna across the world. Whether you love animals, you're passionate about plants, or you're concerned about climate change, it's the day that you can use to educate yourself or others. You can celebrate the incredible biodiversity across the world and perhaps get out there to explore the huge range of flora and fauna the world has to offer. Celebrating World Wildlife Day is a must for anyone who loves our planet. People everywhere rely on wildlife and biodiversity-based resources to meet all our needs, from food to fuel, medicines, housing, and clothing. Millions of people rely on nature as the source of their livelihoods and economic opportunities. But more than our needs, nature has proven to be essential for our mental health too. So, let's celebrate. This year, the theme is Partnerships for Wildlife Conservation. It will allow us to celebrate all conservation efforts, from intergovernmental to local scale. Within this theme, the day has a focus on 2 subtopics: marine life in oceans. With about 70% of our planet being covered by water, the impact of marine conservation is incredibly important. Business and finance. Globally, conservation efforts need to be funded, and this work needs to be done in collaboration with business, an area that, in the past, has been seen as exploitative and unsustainable. Successful partnerships for conservation must find ways of including businesses if we are to reverse the loss in biodiversity. Human activities like agriculture, expansion, logging, and poaching are usually the biggest causes of flora and fauna extinction and biodiversity loss. Over the last 4 decades, human activities have greatly pushed some animal species to near extinction, with an estimated loss of around 10,000 species per year, accounting for the loss of half of the world's wildlife population. Wildlife conservation is the preservation and protection of animals, plants, and their habitats. By conserving wildlife, we're ensuring that future generations can enjoy our natural world and the incredible species that live within it. To help protect wildlife, it's important to understand how species interact within their ecosystems, and how they're affected by environmental and human influences. March the 3rd, 2023 will be a very special date, as it will also be marking the 50th anniversary of CITES. CITES has stood at the junction of trade and conservation, with parties to the convention working with the shared goal of ensuring sustainability of endangered species. CITES has sought to build partnerships and reconcile differences between the groups that are guided and governed by its regulations. At national and local levels, these partnerships have been essential in every country across the globe to focus on the conservation of species and ecosystems. How to get involved in World Wildlife Day. Get to know the forest ecosystems and wildlife species nearest to you and the threats they face. Find out more about the local and indigenous communities who live in or near forests, their livelihoods, and how their knowledge and experiences can enlighten conservation efforts for forests and forest species around the world. Bring World Wildlife Day with you to the class or to the office, whether virtually or in person, and talk to colleagues, teachers, other students or educators about forests, forest wildlife, and forest communities. Young people are the future leaders of wildlife conservation, and we welcome their interest and involvement. A thriving planet with healthy forest ecosystems that can sustain communities close to them and beyond, and a rich wildlife roaming through them are a cause well worth raising your voices for. You can watch the World Wildlife Day celebration on the 3rd of March and share it with your friends and your community. You can also spread the word of this year's theme, Partnerships for Wildlife Conservation, on social media. By simply taking an interest in this year's events and celebrations, you too can help raise awareness of forests, forest-dwelling wildlife, and the efforts of forest communities, and therefore promote conservation and sustainable use of forest ecosystems and biodiversity. Raise your voice and spread the word on social media. Share your thoughts and upload a picture of yourself and those closest to you with the World Wildlife Day poster, or use the World Wildlife Day social media kit for inspiration. Everyday wildlife protection. Though World Wildlife Day is an annual celebration, wildlife conservation is an issue that needs attention and action every day. The threats weighing on wildlife and biodiversity are often big and complex, so much so that individuals might feel powerless about them. However, every person's small actions add up to a much larger solution, which can make the difference between species and ecosystems surviving and thriving, and having them wane and even disappear. Stay informed. Learn more about our planet's flora and fauna, including those that are in danger of extinction. Research ways that you or your community can conserve and protect wildlife. Inform yourself on current environmental matters and be aware of your individual impact on ecosystems and wildlife. Think globally, act locally. The world is full of amazing creatures from every possible medium. From the birds of the air to the majestic whales of the sea, wildlife abounds in the most unusual and unexpected places. Wildlife benefits us in many ways and is since timed out of mind. World Wildlife Day is a day to remind us of our responsibilities to our world and the life forms we share it with. The theme, Partnerships for Wildlife Conservation, will provide the opportunity to highlight the people who are making a difference, as well as to celebrate the bridge that CITES has been for these partnerships to form, making a significant contribution to sustainability, wildlife, and biodiversity conservation.